And it's just basketball. At the end of the day, it's just basketball.
Like and subscribe. Like and subscribe. Like and subscribe on the way in the door, my people. I hope you all are having a truly, truly fantastic day today. All right, my people. We got more from the delusional Scottie Pippen. More from the Patrick Bet-David interview, but this is actually coming via Basketball Network. So Scottie Pippen thinks that he still gets 6 rings without Michael Jordan. Before we get into this, let me just say, I haven't watched all of this interview yet, but what I've watched so far, Scottie Pippen is just sad. I mean, he looks super uncomfortable in the interview. Patrick Bet-Davis kind of keeps on pressing him about some Michael Jordan stuff. And, you know, I feel like Scottie Pippen, if you don't want to answer the questions, just tell him no Michael Jordan questions. You know, so I say I've had enough Michael Jordan questions. But, you know, it is clear that Scottie has a hard time being objective about Michael Jordan just for the fact that they obviously don't have any kind of relationship anymore. And again, to me, Scottie just, I mean, I know the guy's been through a lot over the past couple of years, but this is ridiculous. But anyway, this article is coming from Basketball Network. It says, quote, "I still get my 6. Scottie Pippen says he would still win 6 rings without Michael Jordan. Chicago Bulls legend Scottie Pippen claimed he would have still won 6 NBA championships without longtime teammate and partner Michael Jordan. Whenever basketball fans reminisce about the Chicago Bulls dynasty, Michael Jordan's name is usually the first that pops up. Yet others were in the background, particularly Scottie Pippen, who was seen as MJ's backup or sidekick. However, there have been various discussions on whether there would have been a dynasty without the 5-time league MVP in the picture, winning without Jordan. The Bulls became title contenders when Pippen joined the team in 1987, and may we add, after Pippen joined the team and had a few years of Michael Jordan toughening him up. Says 3 years after Jordan had been drafted. Before the forward's arrival, Chicago had shown promise but struggled to advance in the playoffs. With Jordan already a scoring machine, Pippen's versatility and defensive prowess elevated the Bulls to neck and neck with the East-ruling Detroit Pistons. And again, I feel like they always try to paint this picture as if Michael Jordan is the offense and Scottie is the defense, when Michael Jordan, to me, is an overall better defender than Scottie Pippen. That's my opinion. And Scottie's a great defender. Not taking nothing away from Scottie at all on the defensive end. But Michael Jordan, to me, you know, is for sure just as good as defender. But I believe Michael Jordan is an overall better defender than Scottie. I mean, just the mentality alone, to me, that killer will, that killer mentality alone elevates him in all facets of the game, including defensively. Like to have that same killer mentality on the defensive end, when we all know that Scottie had to be groomed into having that kind of disposition, and still never had it to the same degree that Michael Jordan had it. But it says Pippen's versatility and defensive prowess elevated the Bulls to neck and neck with the East-ruling Detroit Pistons, who captured a pair of titles at Jordan and Pippen's expense in the late 1980s. Over the course of a decade, the team won 6 NBA titles. The 6'8" forward believes it would remain the same without his Hall of Fame teammate. Quote, "I still get my 6 championships," Pippen said. 3. Thought you knew. Jordan may be somewhere with LeBron James. I feel like I'ma get my 6. This hypothetical scenario played out for one season in October 1993. Jordan abruptly retired to pursue a baseball career, leaving Pippen to lead the team. Despite the sudden shift, the Bulls performed admirably under the makeshift leadership, finishing the regular season with a 55-27 record. Pippen played some of his best basketball, averaging 22 points, 8.7 rebounds, and 5.6 assists per game. He earned his first All-Star Game MVP award and finished third in MVP voting. We are going to stop right there. So Pippen thinks he still gets his 6 rings. To that, I have to say, this is completely ridiculous. First of all, the fact of the matter is eventually Pippen ended up begging for Jordan to come back. Yes, Pippen had a good season when Jordan retired in 1993. But again, like I said, to me, that is because the Bulls were still running off of the training that they had by Michael Jordan. They were still running off that training. They still had that, they still had the mentality of Jordan, even though Jordan wasn't on the team. But as we saw by the 1994-95 season, Pippen was begging for Jordan to come back. He was lifting up his Jordans to the camera and begging for Michael Jordan to come back. Not only that, but then it's also when Pippen was on the Trailblazers and they had a chance to beat the Lakers, and Pippen just melted down in the fourth quarter. I guess you could say they melted down as a team, but they didn't get the job done. And to me, just Pippen's body language in that fourth quarter, there's no reason why they shouldn't have won that game against the Lakers. But I tell you why they didn't win, because Pippen is not naturally a killer like that. Pippen is not the kind who can sense blood in the water and put the game away. And it was obviously when I saw that game, I was highly disappointed in Scottie Pippen, because I thought he just went out looking soft. Like, he didn't go down swinging. Like, he didn't look like his body language almost looked as bad as LeBron James in 2011. Seriously. To me, that just showed that Pippen is nowhere in the realm of Michael Jordan. Of course, this doesn't have to be said, but so I believe actually Patrick Beck-David, he kind of threw out some scenarios of, what if Pippen was playing with Dominique, and he said, what if Kenny Smith had went to the Bulls? And, he threw out a scenario, what if Pippen played with Drexler and Barkley and Michael played together, and Pippen, still answered the question basically the same way, saying that he think he would get his 6 no matter what. Here's the thing about it, is any talented player that played with Michael Jordan, they were going to get their 6 championships. Who knows? Maybe more. Again, Pippen was someone who had to be molded into having the killer mentality because he was super soft at the beginning. Like, if MJ played with Barkley is not soft. But at the end of the day, I feel like anybody who played with Michael Jordan, the results were going to be close to the same, if not the same. Maybe they win a couple of more championships. Maybe they win a little bit less. Who knows? But I think the results are going to be roughly the same because Michael Jordan is the X factor. Because Michael Jordan, again, because I feel like whenever we have these discussions about, championships and who's the greatest, the thing that never really gets talked about is the leadership part of it. People only compare the numbers. People only compare the talent of the individual. But real championship teams, especially when we're talking about dynasties, it requires having a great leader. It requires someone who knows what Michael Jordan knows, who understood what Michael Jordan understood. And that is, with every championship, it's easy to get more and more complacent. It's easy to feel like you've already accomplished something. So it takes even more to go out there and find some kind of inspiration, some kind of motivation to play with the same hunger as you did. Each championship gets harder, not only from a personal standpoint, not only from the star standpoint, because it's, like I said, it's easy to lose that hunger, but also the more you win, the more people are coming after your neck. The more people want to see you lose. There are more teams that are saying, hey, we want our chance. And these guys have won 3 already. We want our chance. So there's a bigger target on your back the more you win. So it takes a real leader to understand all of these different things that come into play when you're talking about creating a dynasty. Again, something that LeBron James would know nothing about. And it absolutely, Scottie Pippen, I feel like Scottie Pippen is, when you are around greatness, you take greatness for granted. It's very easy to do. When you're around greatness, you start to take greatness for granted. It starts to become more normal to you, and therefore you take for granted all of the things that made this person great. It's like all of the things that made Michael Jordan great, Scottie Pippen, you are not. You just aren't those things, and not many people are. So, Scottie Pippen thinks he's this great all-around player, and Scottie Pippen did turn into a great all-around player, but Scottie Pippen is not a real alpha like that. Scottie Pippen, much like LeBron James fans, again, Scottie and LeBron has a lot in common, except Scottie's a much better defender than LeBron could ever be and ever was. But as far as, this whole narrative about, teams win championships, that's something that really started getting stated to benefit LeBron James. It started getting stated to benefit LeBron James and take away from the fact that Michael Jordan is 6-0 in the finals. This is what they started saying. Oh, championships is a team accomplishment. No, championships is both a team and an individual accomplishment. It takes both, but even more importantly than that, it takes a great leader. And like I said, the leadership part of it is something that really gets left out of these conversations. If you look at the dynasties throughout history, the common denominator is not only is it a talented superstar, but it is a great leader behind the dynasties. A lot of people can muster up enough hunger and enough want to go grab one championship. A lot of people can do that. Or I should say a lot more people can do that. But to be able to keep that same focus year after year, that's a whole different ballgame. That requires a leader who not only knows how to keep himself motivated, but knows how to keep his teammate motivated, that knows how to hold his teammates accountable. But anyway, we gonna hold up here. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. What do you think of Scottie Pippen? Do you agree with Scottie that Scottie Pippen will get his 6 championships no matter what? Even if he has to take the LeBron James route and form super teams. But anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comments. You all have a truly fantastic day, and I'll see you next time. All right.